Hey, and it starts here. This your girl Quill, the one that keeps it real without chill to give you a thrill. That is Beauty Hill with looks that can kill. Hey, that was something falling. I wasn't nothing, no flatulence. But y'all got some flatulence in between y'all. Y'all got this dark cloud in between y'all, huh? But yeah, y'all, every time, anytime, every time, they spoke behind your back in any way, good or bad. Because most of the time, people would do these slick ass compliments. Instead of telling you directly, they'll tell somebody else why you in around. That means they hating on you. They hating on you for whatever reason. They could be hating on you because of what they're complimenting on you for, or the fact that you got that thing that they had to compliment. Whatever reason though. Whatever. But it's crazy. It's crazy, right? It's so crazy. I can't believe it. But yeah, so death came knocking when they spoke on your name in any way, spoke on you, spoke behind your back. Say, oh, I was standing outside of McDonald's one day, and I had these shoes on, and the two girls came walking up, and I had my back turned to them too. And the girl that was complimenting, she was like, "Oh, her shoes are so cute." And I'm not a stuck-up person, or I don't know what that would be considered if you don't say nothing. So I don't believe in not saying nothing back. And I turned around and said, "Thank you." And I meant it and everything, but I knew it was some animosity there, because she could have just clearly told me my shoes are nice. Maybe she has a issue with actually directly talking to people she don't know. I don't know, but all I thought to do my duty is to say thank you, but they will give you these slick back compliments instead of telling you directly when they have the opportunity to tell you directly. And that's why a death will come knocking. That's why they will get hurt. That's the only reason why. They said something good, and they could have said it to you. But the reason why they couldn't say it to you, there was some space, some dark cloud between some big ass fart. That's worse than a fart, man. But, they didn't say it to you. They could have simply said a good thing to you. Shout out to the 15 people up in here. I got to say that because they be saying I'm talking to myself. So, so if they said something good and they couldn't say it to your face, that's why God harms them. That's why death came knocking. And death could come knocking directly at them. Thank you for the first like. Bonus blessings go to you. First like always gives bonus blessings, unless they asshole. But they could have said it directly to you. So God was like, you know what? I see the animosity there, and God sometimes sees what we don't see. But on the other end, when they spoke behind your back in a bad way, still death got to come knocking, and death don't have to come knocking. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Death don't have to come knocking at them directly. They don't have to die. That person don't have to die. But don't let them be a family that never experienced death. Okay? That's the first punish. That's the first option right there. Is the death for God. God, like, oh, you need to see what it's like to grieve, okay? Maybe you'll be more empathetic before you do such a thing. In whatever capacity they spoke on your name or spoke on you. See? Good ways and bad ways of how it could be, harmful. How it could be promoting animosity that God doesn't want. Anyway. But yeah, so anytime they spoke on your name or spoke behind your back, death came knocking, whether it's for them directly or someone close to them or their first death. Like I said, don't let it be. Yeah, like please don't do that shit. If you ain't never experienced death, that's the first. Like you gonna know it came from that. You gonna know it came from that. It's the pathway to that. Okay, it's the stairway to that. Okay. Death. Okay, you don't know what it's like to grieve. Okay, no matter if you cry or not, you don't know what it's like to grieve. You don't know what it's like to lose someone for you to be treating them like that. Don't let it be that. If you're going to be backhand complimenting, front hand complimenting, and then talking shit behind motherfuckers' back. I had a motherfucker. Ultimately, she was talking to a lot of my enemies. Sometimes, some of them before I even knew her, but some of them after I knew her, and they became enemies. And I found out, I was sensing that God was trying to give me a message about this woman, this lady. I don't know what to call her, but this person, and I was sensing it, and I found out she died. And it wasn't immediately. She did a lot of things that added up to that, but God let me hear what she said, a good thing she said before she died. A good thing she said about me behind my back. So I used to live in this neighborhood where, I got into an altercation with one person, and then that one person or a lot of people, start spreading rumors about me based on that one altercation, whether it was her directly or other people who knew of this altercation and was around this altercation and stuff like that. So it was the rumor was, whatever I was, whatever she heard about me, the bad thing she heard about me, to make this response. I don't really care what they say about me. I really don't. Okay? I don't care what they say about me, 'cause I know they will end up at my feet. His eye is on that sparrow, and I told you that was me. Thank you for the second like, and may God bless you just for that. That's a little piece of my rendition of His eyes on the sparrow. But yeah, I am that sparrow. I am that sparrow. Know it, okay? I know this because He told me so, all right? And if you got a problem with that fact, not myth or no, fact, go take it up to God. The God you believe both of us worship. Not that motherfucker only you worship. I don't even know that motherfucker. But I will know that motherfucker once I encounter him. But anyway, so she was telling me something. She said, when others were saying bad things about me. So the problem with that situation is that I opened up to her in personal ways, and I've given her credit, and I give her credit now to this day. She was there, with the smallest things to get me through a rough time in my life. Did I say thank you for the second like? Thank you. Again, and bonus blessings to you, especially because I was singing. But yeah, so I give her credit because, and I didn't know somebody had already told her about me. But before that, even before I went through this rough time in my life, I had just moved into the neighborhood, and I probably been there for a few months or something. She came up to me while I was getting groceries out of my car and said, I like your demeanor. You stay to yourself, you mind your business, but you always got a smile on your face. If she was saying good things to me, to my face. So that's why I even felt comfortable to open up to her about things she shared with me. I'm not saying you have to do those type of things to get close to me, but those things matter, right? It counts as currency to me. So, and I'm not saying like she died. I'm not saying she died as like, aha, because like I said, I'm considering the good things that she had, but this is how I know God don't care if you've done good things, said good things, or you're saying good things behind their back, because you could always come to them and say it. You could even came to me and said it then if you knew, or if somebody had already told you about me. But if not, after that fact, after you were able to come to me, you were able to come to me and tell me. You don't have to even say nobody said it. But God put that responsibility on you. So whenever you said it, I don't know. I don't care to know. I didn't care to know. But this is how I know how serious God be and how petty God could get, how low God will stoop. Because you stoop there without any knowledge of my child. How y'all feel when people hurt your children? I saw 12 people up in here. How do y'all feel when people hurt y'all children? Try to play with y'all children, or do anything that doesn't align with the level of them. So if they're a toddler or whatever and they're talking crazy to your toddler instead of talking to you and shit like that, how would you feel? That's exactly how God feels. So call me whatever the fuck you want to call me, judge me in whatever the fuck way you do, but be careful, because death will come knocking if it hasn't already, if it ain't there already, waiting on your ass to do this. Because God don't play about us. But yeah, so she said those good things about me to my face, and then she ended up so before she passed on, I saw her one time, and I saw her doing a habit that I had suspected that she was doing before. And because one time I passed by her, and she was doing something, and it looked like she was telling the girl she was doing it with, she was telling her to kind of hide it and act like like they weren't doing anything. She say her no more hi to me or something like that, or acknowledges me. I can't remember exactly what, but I suspected that she's doing something, but she's just a person who walked past. I'm not trying to belittle her, but it's like I don't need to take it that much to heart, or I don't need to judge her so quickly. I don't know what she's going through. I don't know what she's doing, and I don't care to know, and I don't care to judge her, because she just walks past my fence when I'm behind my fence minding my business, or like I said, I was getting groceries when she said what she said. But she says hi to me, speaks to me, we talk about things. She's open up about stuff to me, and I don't care to mention it, even to this day. I don't care to mention it. See? This is why gossip will kill you and make you go through karma. Gossip kills. This is why you're going through karma. That's what I say about Tauruses. So some Taurus could be knocking on your door. Taurus, be careful. People be holding on to the good deeds that they did and dismiss all the bad shit they continue to do, are doing right now, and all that type of shit. Think God didn't see it, and think God forgot? No. So so I see her doing this habit in my face, and I'm able to confirm it, and they were talking about, another girl was talking about how much she fuck with me. She like, I really fuck with her and stuff like that. Similar to what she said to me. Like, she didn't say she fuck with me because she don't know me like that, but she likes my demeanor. That means you like my vibe and shit like that. But I don't fetch for those type of compliments. I don't care to know them, but thank you for telling me. I appreciate it, because I know that about myself already. I know what energy I put out. And I don't aim to hurt people unless they hurt me. Like, that's why, like, I stay to myself a lot. Even with my son, we got to stay to ourselves a lot. Because they judge my son in all type of capacities. The baby's on up. Always judge my son, especially how I take care of my son. It is always involved in that. So he gets the brunt of somebody judging him. Because his mom makes sure his needs are met and provided for. But anyway, so she's doing this, and the girl says, yeah, I really fucks with her. I love her so much, and all this type of stuff. She's like, yeah, she's always been, she was always cool. She always this, like, she's always been like this. And they were trying to tell me she was woo 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 whatever, and she was like, she said she told them, how you gonna judge a person before you get to know them? And while that is a good thing, a good response, a perfect response, because she was like, I didn't know her like that for me to even judge her and stuff like that. She was telling the girl that, and I'm in her face. See, even then, it's even something's wrong with that from God. I'm not judging. See, we made it through the conversation with me not doing nothing to you directly, but yeah. So and now I've heard, not too long ago, I just found out, I was informed, and that they found her dead 2 weeks ago. Thank you for the third like, and may God bless you just for that. 2 weeks ago. And the girl only knew to tell me. I only knew through somebody else and not God, because I already was sensing it. God knew. She only knew to tell me because she was a part of that conversation. That could say something too, but I ain't going there anyway. And then how she explained it to me, she kind of stumbled over her words a bit to like try to trigger my memory about who she was. But as soon as she said her name, I knew exactly who she was, and I said, wow, I felt that. I said that because I normally don't open up to people about my spirituality and stuff like that. But I was like, I felt that. Like, I really felt that she was gone. And God was showing me signs that she was gone. And that was within the last 2 weeks. It was that fresh on my brain. And so how she even tried to trigger my memory, who she was, that wasn't true. That wasn't true. I was like, I don't know. I didn't say yes or no to that shit. But it's interesting to know this is how you think we're connected. Interesting. So I feel like there's a lie going around circulating about someone. I do have that available for memberships only. All memberships too, any tier. That if you're like nervous to go around somebody, or you feel some type of way, a strong feeling towards around going someone, that means someone told a lie on you. There was a lie told on you by them, by other people. There was a lie told on you. So I believe. So if you're wondering what I'm thinking, I believe she died because a lie was told on her. They found her that way. They found her because somebody left the stove on, and she in a house. So see, like all of that. And I'm no police, I'm no detective, and I'm not trying to snitch or or anything like that. I just know what's right. It's a person, right? And we treat people with their just due process and all that type of stuff. But because she was somebody on the streets, because the house they probably found her in, it probably wasn't her house. She was probably in there doing something, whatever she was doing. I don't know. Maybe she was going to take a shower, maybe she was going to cook her some food. I don't know. But I feel like she probably coming through trying to tell me. It was foul play with how they found her and how she died and why she died. The reason why she died. So I bring this up not to be like, oh yeah, see, this is what happens. No, I bring this up for the greater good of all. So again, if you judge me about that fact or about anything in this, or about this story, don't be surprised when death come knocking. God don't like that. God did not like that. All right. God will not stand for that. God is saying. Thank you for the 4th like and the 5th like. May God bless you just for that. All likes getting bonus blessings today, because this is a hard thing to even share. I was just gonna think it and keep it to myself, share it with God, confirm it with God, but I already know God gave me the confirmation. But she lived in the same neighborhood that had these rumors spread around me as well. So she could also even been mistaken as being close to me. So somebody hurt her to hurt me, to try to get to me, or what, how, because of their anger towards me, of their feelings, whatever their feelings are, whether anger or not, towards me, because they think that we are connected. We are connected, but we're not connected in a way that, especially when she told me that thing the last time I spoke to her. Because I saw her on the street and I didn't speak to her. I act like I didn't see her, and I was hoping she didn't notice me. Little bitch, you can fuck with me if you wanted to. These expensive. These is red bottoms. These is bloody shoes. And I'm smooth. Hit the store. I could get a boat. I don't want to choose. And I'm quick. Cut a nigga off, so don't get comfortable. Look, I don't dance, man. I make money moves. Bitch, I don't gotta dance. I make money moves. If I see you and I don't speak, that mean I don't fuck with you. I'm a boss. You a worker, bitch. I make bloody moves, bloody moves, bloody moves. See, I was hesitant to even sing that song because of what I'm talking about. I don't hate her because of what she said. It just told me how to move with her. That's Cardi B, Bodak Yellow, right? Little I got to da 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 da. I only know that song when I hear it. Little bitch, you couldn't fuck with me if you wanted to. These expensive. These is red bottoms. These is bloody shoes. And I'm smooth. I could get them both. I don't want to choose. And I quit. Cut a nigga off, so don't get comfortable. Look, I don't dance now. I make money moves. Bitch, I don't gotta dance. I make money moves. If I see you and I don't speak, that mean I don't fuck with you. I'm a boss. You a worker, bitch. I make bloody moves, bloody moves, bloody moves. Yeah. See, God is showing us the way, giving us a message, okay? Loving on us, teaching us, warning us, trying to guide us in the right way, trying to steer us from not even touching that in which that will lead to such unfortunate endings. And then some, you know how they say death is a new beginning, is an ending, but it's a new beginning. It's like, that mean like your death, like if you get death come on you like this, that mean when death is done in your way, in your perception, death starts for you. Whether you're here or not, death starts, right? If that same logic applies with the beginning, death is going to start, right? And death is going to start if you're not here. So please take heed. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm also even informing you as, you know, a chosen one, as a natural born savior. I will call you guys, because we be saving people without even knowing it. Our energy is a blessing, okay? Not in an arrogant way. It's really a blessing. Sometimes when we show up in people's lives, they need help with the most uncomfortable things, and everything they tried, they've been denied and they've been hurt for it, and now they got trust issues, and you are that person that God trusts to be able to not do that, to show them a different outcome. You are that person. You have the privilege to be that person. It is an honor that you are that person, walking in God's glory, showing up as God's glory. That's what it means to walk in God's glory, right? God approved you, right? God trusts you, and God sends you out. People go to the military, right? Someone in the military. But yeah, like, that's the same thing. You got to get selected, right? Some people, everybody can't go to the military. There's things you got to qualify. You got to qualify, and you got to pass certain things and all that type of stuff. That's the same thing with God. So you showing up as God, packaged up as God, okay? The natural born savior, Jesus. We call him our savior, okay? You show up as God. They stop Jesus all the time. They try to stop Jesus all the time. They stopped him and they tried. But they tried. There was instances where they just tried and didn't succeed. And that's what they did to these people that we're sent into their lives for, or they tried it. They tried. They did in some time, but they tried overall to knock you down in whatever capacity. They try to bring death on y'all. Y'all was sent there to help. As soon as y'all arrived, and as a different package than what they've been used to, they send death to you. Death was like, actually, you cut your time short. I'm not going anywhere, okay? Thank you for inviting me. I'm not going anywhere. You called on me, and that's how Aries is, the god of war. Most of these motherfuckers that pray to Aries for the god of war and shit like that, Aries will come and beat their ass. Aries come chasing them off. Aries comes causing destruction at their site. Like, nigga, I prayed to you. Wow, wait. No, that don't exempt you for what's to come. You called this war, right? So, it's now up to me to determine where I conduct war. People don't think about that, though. Oh, that hurt my heart. So there could be an Aries who's praying to these certain gods. And these gods are really on God's team. That's why you know them as gods. God already printed them, touched them. And y'all fucking kicked them? That's so fucked up. They didn't do nothing. They didn't do nothing but obey God. And you hurt them. Or they hurt you. You did nothing but obey God. But they think I'm worshiping different gods. No, I respect different gods, motherfucker. Because I know they all come from my God. Okay? Shit. You stupid. Okay? You just a dumb motherfucker. You just dumb. Alright? You don't know what the fuck you just touched. You don't know what the fuck just came out your mouth. And then most of the time, us natural born saviors, those are God's people, we don't even think that people could do such a thing to us because we would never think to do it. That's how pure we are. That's why God will fuck somebody up for us. And still love you. I loved you, yeah. Or still admit that they loved you once upon a time. So, you do it all the time to your significant others. A lot of you. I'm like, I'm surprised you even dealing with that anymore. Now at this point, it's just you. You right, it's just you. That's why Death didn't leave, see? Death didn't leave. Because it's just you. They here for you, really. So when you get in arguments with motherfuckers and then they end up dying, they did you a favor, but they also did that person a favor sometimes even. Rid them of your motherfucking ass. Because they know you was going to not ever let them go. That's beyond them. Or whatever, whoever is guilty of that. Okay? I'm not trying to look down on nobody or nothing. There's been times I've gone back to situation because I believe God brought me back there. Most of the time when I'm done with y'all, I'll be like done. Because I'm scared that, you're going to use anything I've done against you or you thought I've done against you still against me. Even though when I reunite with people, I give them a clean slate because I hope they will give me that. See, we don't think that they would go do something like that. It's possible for somebody to do something like that. But nah, they start you off with the same motherfucking shit. And you over there giving them a clean ass fucking slate. And I did a reading not too long ago about that. Yeah, y'all will never see each other again, connect again. Because y'all don't be forgiving each other. But not all the time it's each other. It's just them. Then so you in this field like thinking they forgave you and they over here fucking hurting you for shit that you already apologized for, made up for, or whatever. They forgive you. You thought they forgiving you enough to let you in their space again. No, they wanted to get in your fucking space again and hurt you more. So I don't need to be around you. That's why I don't mind walking away and being done for good with motherfuckers. Because they'll hold on to that shit and I'll let that shit go. For the benefit of both of us. Because most of the time, it be them doing something to me that I needed to hold on to. And if I acted like them, they will be hurt worse, way harder, sooner, whatever, than me. Than they could ever do me. Us. They got us fucked up for real. They really do. Over here fucking playing in our fucking faces. We don't got time for that. We don't have time for fucking that. We just don't have time. You're wasting our time. You wasted your time doing that shit? Oh, that's what you came up with? It was one time when I first got introduced with like LGBTQ members like looking really good as their current sex, being gay. Like I didn't know those type of people existed. Like if you looked like you cared about getting girls, you know, you cared about getting girls because you want to get girls. I never knew like they were dressed up like somebody girls will want, and then they really want men. They're doing this for men. I didn't get it. So once I did figure that out during that time, it didn't take me a long time. At that time, I was like, I thought this. I didn't say it. You know, like I thought this. God laughed, I guess. But no, I guess I know God laughed. I was like, why would they waste time doing so much when they want this? You know, like why would they waste their time doing that? You know, like and because I really look at life as like time, and you know, like you know how you can't get time back and shit. It's like, so you got to really be mindful, like you got to really care how your time is allotted, you know, like because you don't get it back. It's like letting somebody borrow some money you know you never gonna get back, or letting somebody giving somebody some money you know you're not gonna get back. So you're gonna also make sure that person is worth you giving them that money and knowing they will never be able to pay you back, or you're able to be in the predicament to even do such a thing, you know? So like I look at time just like that. Like I'm like I will not waste my time doing that. I don't waste my time doing bad things on purpose. You know, like if I'm doing bad things, I don't know they're bad, okay? Or I'm probably rebelling in some type of way God told me to. Because I used to think God was setting me up. Like I was like, you want me to, you're tempting me to do this because you want me to get in trouble? Like I was really thinking God was setting me up. Like these will be the kind of conversations I have, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do it. You know, like I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do that. And it will be like little small things that will probably lead to white lies or something like that. Because I don't like to lie as well. So God tests me a lot with lies. You know, like it's like one of those things where it's like. So a friend is trying to, a friend knows what you've been through, a lot of what you've been through, and then they like, go ahead and take a shot. You know, like you're known to not really take shots, or you know, because you've been going through so much, that's not something you are, and that's how I am most of the time. Like I've never looked to vices, no matter how much I like these vices, to escape from the problem. I'd rather focus on the problem and be sad about the problem or feel whatever type of way towards the problem. Spend that time doing that than to do a vice and then the problem's still gonna be there. You know, like I'd rather be, you know, like worried about the problem and not solving it, or, you know, solving the problem, worrying about the problem and solving it, than to, you know, like have the problem and then go do something else that has nothing to do with the problem. in general, because that's what it is. Like, you trying to escape from the problem, and I don't do that. So God would kind of pressure me in other ways, and I'm just like, are you trying to set me up? Like, I don't do this. Like, if I have something important to do, I don't do certain things that I'm allowed to do legally and stuff like that. That's just who I am. If my child is around, or if my child needs most of my care during that time, I won't do something, and it won't be like, oh yeah, I'm going through withdrawals because I'm not doing it. It's like, no, it's something that's more important, because I care about how I use my time. So that could be significant for somebody. I normally don't like to share my stuff, but I have I'm nervous about it. I don't know. I want to, because I love her so much. But I'm not sure if I should say her name or not. And I love her so much, and I have a friend, a niece, or a play niece, or how you guys call them, where you like get attached to kids when they're little and now they're older. And I haven't seen her in a while, but I remember her birthday. And like people like that, I remember people's birthdays. I remember a lot of people's birthdays, even if I don't talk to them ever again or see them ever again. Yeah, so I want to do it, but I don't like. I was told to say her name in it, but I'm not sure if I could. I could, or I should, or whatever. But she's a grown woman now, so I guess that's why they're pointing that out too. Like, she's a grown woman now, and because I knew her as a kid, I always see her as a kid. Like, I imagine that she still looks the same, and I'm pretty sure she doesn't, but I'm pretty sure she looks, better than before, as the same though. Like, I feel like she looks the same. I would still see the little girl in her and stuff like that. So I don't know. But yeah, I wanted to sing my remix, or I don't know. Is it a remix? I don't know. But it's a remix to like that birthday song they were singing on The Simpsons when Michael Jackson had the voice or starred in it. I don't know. Oh, okay. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. However long y'all choose to stay, I appreciate y'all time today. All right. Hope you like it. Okay. Shyness is not getting me nowhere. I don't think I need to do it. Okay. Da 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 da. Sophia, it's your birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Sophia, it's your birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Da 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 da. 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 Ooh yeah. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Ooh yeah. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Hey, hope you enjoyed that. But yeah, so yeah. If y'all know, they took my baby, and I'm fighting for my baby back. So it was really hard to even try to focus on it as well. See, but I try not to escape the problem. But yeah, so hopefully all this was blessing you and you enjoyed it and stuff like that. And if you are here for the cards, I'm going to pull out some cards for you and see if our birthday card comes out, okay? Because sometimes that comes out when people's birthdays that I should acknowledge, or, not acknowledge, and God wants me to do that. I have patience, lots, okay? And then when he said, I am worthy, okay? But I am worthy of people waiting on me. I am worthy of people being patient with me. I am worthy of people forgiving me for my first mistakes when I don't know, when I'm naive to a certain situation, when I'm novel to a certain situation. Then we have Zora Near Hurston energy with my intuition is on point. Thank you. I love you. Okay. I have patience lots. The Holy Spirit. The Spirit is here. The Spirit is here. The presence of the Spirit is here. The presence of the Spirit is here. I feel it in the atmosphere. She's great and the Spirit is here. She's great and the Spirit is here. Okay. The presence of the Lord is upon me. And the worshiper is in me. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, and the worshiper is in me. Out of all the things I am and everything I hope to be, if you look into my heart, there is a worshiper in me. And everything I hope to be, when you look into my heart, there's a worshiper in me. I love to worship you. I love to worship you. I love to worship you. I love to worship in you. I love to worship in you. I love to worship. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. I love to worship you. I love to worship with you. That's more of a sab, okay? Worshiper and me. You are holy. I really love you. In the Spirit, I love to worship you. After all the things I am and everything I hope to be, when you look into my heart, there's a worshiper in me. Ha ha, ha ha, ha ha, a worshiper in me. You are holy, you are holy. I really love you. In the Spirit, I love to worship you. Yeah, so hope y'all enjoyed that. But yeah, the Spirit is here. You know, like they could be acknowledged. You've been patient a lot, and this is why we do it. What we doing now? I would hate to be them. Okay, I don't even want to be associated with them. I don't want to be around them right now. Yes, I am better. Yep, I am better, and I'm looking down on you. All right, because I wouldn't do the shit you do. I wouldn't dare do the shit you do if I was in the same position, if I was the same body, and I had to choose what you chose. I would do things way differently. Okay, that much different. All right, I would sit that far away from you. I would be in the corner like a fucking spider. Okay, I ain't fucking bothering your motherfucking ass. All right, I don't even need to bother you. You ain't the good food I want to catch anyway, okay? So please don't come over here, all right? I have kind and loving friends. Our power animals are here, so you could be really an animal lover as well. What animals are we getting? I got an elephant, a giraffe, flamingo, okay, a penguin, koala bear, a kangaroo, mother bear or father bears, and the cubs. Oh, so many of you in the forest, toucan, like those toucan birds. Oh wow. Monkeys, gorillas, like a whole bunch of of our gorilla monkey family, apes, orangutans. Like it's like they're sitting in they're sitting at a stadium. I don't know. Are you watching something? Cats, wildcats, all the wildcats, like all of them, they deep. Okay, the Lyra Side system, our family. Oh, excuse me. That could be confirmation. Could be around us, trying to get our attention as well. If you are a person who has an easy way to tell if you're from an IRA, like no doubt about it. If you got like any type of gold hair on you, and sometimes to not like sometimes people slip under the radar with that because like blondes are included in that, but like to distinguish it, you got on your skin, on your actual skin, on your face, like if you move, like if you look from a certain angle and you don't see those like little, it look like fur, it look like little gold hairs. So those are the hairs I'm really talking about, but most of the time it shows through like light blonde hair, gold hair, and stuff like that. A lot of us was blonde, ginger. Ginger was the original blonde, basically. Jews. I was like, I had just found out Hitler was actually a Jew, and I'm like, so that goes to show it wasn't against Jews per se. It was just that group of people. He didn't like what that group of people were doing, or people like them were doing. Okay, because I'm pretty sure if it wasn't already documented, because I don't know as much as about the Holocaust that I wanted to know, but I remember going to the Holocaust Museum so much in my childhood. And I would get sad all the time as well. So some of that stuff I would try not to think about and stuff like that. um, oh, I'm laughing at because I keep scratching something on my hand, on my right hand. But yeah, so I'm like hesitant about talking about the Holocaust because I don't know too much about it. But I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't find already that people slipped under the cracks. It wasn't just Jews, and I'm not discounting their experience in any way at all. Like I don't discount slavery. None of that. Okay, I think it all was real because I believe I lived all of it in some type of way. Even now, So if they was lying about it before, they ain't lying about it now. Okay, I'm a witness. Okay, I'm a living witness. All right. Jehovah's Witness could be significant as well. See, God's people that people sent, God is sending out to others. Okay, Jehovah's Witness visit people's doors, right? They do certain things. They don't partake in certain holidays. I've seen that firsthand, and I didn't like how it impacted the kid, because the kid is growing up and not knowing what they want to choose to believe in. They just grew up in a family who was already believing in something, so they shouldn't have to forego things on purpose unless that's what they prefer. Like my son barely eats meat, but I've never denied a chance to offer it to him. I never said like, oh, because he doesn't eat meat, I'm never gonna give it to him. Like I always offer it to him, and he's taking it. There's rarely times he says no, and when I offer it to him, it's because I cooked it, and so I'm vigilant about, my son eating certain things. But if it's good enough for me, most likely it's good enough for him, because I have this, like, my standards for food are beyond crazy. But and I'm not like, I'm picky, but I'm like I'm hard to impress, because I believe a lot of the world is, they accept it because it's popular, or they accept it because they think that's the best it could be, or because it has this special name on it, and so they assume it's good. Like I've been to restaurants that are 5-star and stuff like that, and I'm like, if you really think about their food ain't really that good. Okay, You gotta add salt or something. And I don't like to add salt to my food. And when I cook my own food, I barely use a lot of salt. I like for somebody else to be able to add salt to my food, but I never add it. Even if they add it, I never add it, like, because it's good enough for me. But because they're so used to, they're so used to the norm. Some people, I've seen some people get their food from restaurants or from me or whatever, and immediately start seasoning. Like, you don't know if I put too much salt up in this bitch, and like, now you're gonna ruin the dish for yourself. But like, because it's just a norm for them, and I try not to live like that, and I damn sure don't force my son to live like that, or I try not to force him to live like that. So like, I never like to withhold him for certain things. So I was saying that about the children, because I used to work with children at the school, and some of the like, the school would have like parades during certain holidays for the children, like the Halloween parade. It was like an Easter parade one time, I think, or it was something else too on top of that. But Christmas, and these kids would have, like, it was like, I want to say 3 or 4 kids in the class that couldn't participate because their parents were Jehovah's Witnesses. They were raised to be Jehovah's Witnesses, and they would look sad. They would look like, why can't I play with the kids? Like, and they're right to me. To me, they're right. Like, why can't I play with the kids? But they have to feel like they have to obey their parents. So something like that could be significant projection on their beliefs on their children and stuff like that before they're able to make their own decisions. But then on top of that, it's like, you believe in that, but you're not there to witness it. You're not there to have to go through that. But I understand what you're trying to instill into your child, but it's like, is it really that serious of a thing, so much that no one could partake in it? Like, even if you don't allow it in your house, you don't allow the leftovers in your house if they get favors or something like that. At least they had fun. They got to sit in and they didn't have them doing much or something. One girl, I remember her name. Her name was Amari, and she looked so sad. Oh my God! Like, I'm seeing her, and she was leaning her head on the table. I think she even asked, like, why she couldn't go to this certain event, and then it was like, oh, you can't. Your mom wouldn't want that, or something like that. But it just hurt my heart. But like, so keep that in mind. God probably don't like it. That's why I had to go into it. I don't like to even sound like I'm the best parent in the world. Okay, I'm learning like everybody else, but I'm choosing to take my turn and do it right the first time, so I don't have to make up for mistakes for anybody, for my own child, for myself, for God, like, for other people who get in my life later on. Like, I do the best that I can to, do it right the first time. I don't want to do it just because I know somebody's watching or may not be watching. Nah, none of that. Okay. Another reason why it hurts my heart that they took my son, and what they're claiming is just like, dang. I'm like, I want the best for my son. The concerns you have for my son, trust me, I've had them like probably years now. But I didn't let those concerns stop me from making any move. It didn't stop me so much. He's there for you to take them. Yeah. No matter how you found them. You didn't find them no type of way. You found them cleaner than fucking most kids too. So I don't care what the fuck you have to say. Because I go without before I let him go without. And I rarely go without. If anytime I go without. But yeah, so sorry y'all. I'm trying not to project, okay? What you like? A whole lot of Tyree, yeah. What you like? me on a what you like. What you like? Can you tell me, baby, all night long? All night long. That's the Brad and Tyrese. Okay, what do you like? A whole lot of foreplay right before we get it started. What do you like? Me on top. You don't want a bottom type party. What do you like? Somebody that can make you say, ow, oh wow, all night long, all night long. Tell me what's up. You get in the hottest club and you still be sweating me. Dun, 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 dun. Give me a little rub. Just let me breathe. Dun, 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 dun. I got to leave. I like it when you put your eyes on me. I like it when you touch my privacy, and I like it. Sexy ecstasy when the belt buckle loosen up, undress me. Already know what now? What? The rat. Okay, the rat. Tell it. Okay. That's my baby. Okay. I sung this lullaby to him. Well, actually, this is his birthday song. So, see, somebody's birthday is today. Somebody baby boy birthday today, too. Hey, okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. That's my baby song. He said it the regular way. Happy birthday, dear, whoever you are. Happy birthday to you. But yeah, this was his birthday song. Our big boy. Our big boy, our big boy, he's so intelligent. Our big boy, our big boy, our big boy, he's so precious. Okay. My baby also eats beef jerky. Okay, I don't know if he eats it as much anymore, but he eats beef jerky as well. But at first, that's the only meat he would touch. Before that, he wouldn't touch no meat. And he used to like veggies a lot. Then I start feeding them fruit more, and fruit has so much sugar in it these days. Like, I feel like it's more sugar than it had ever in existence. I don't know what they putting in this fruit. I feel like it's the fruit, but I just adapt to him. Like, I adapt to him. Anything, like, I try to have on deck anything he likes, and anything he asks for, he's able to get. He's never had to I never had to say, oh no, there's no more of that. Like, unless he ate something and he wanted seconds and I was running low already. But that's the most. At least he got something, right? And then, so most of the time he'll be open to something else. It'll force him to try something else or want something else, as well. But, wow, sorry. Somebody's really interested in children's diet. Yeah, because he's always been a very sensitive eater. He was a breastfed baby, and breastfed babies, they be like, we had the elixir. Okay, we want nothing but the best. So I wasn't surprised when he would only try meat when I actually cooked it. Like, he'll see me get it at a restaurant unless it looks good, like he won't ask me for it. Or, when I offer it to him, he'll be like, no, thank you. I got this, and stuff like that. So, yeah, I've always made sure his needs were provided for. I never was able to say no. Only thing I'm ever able to say no is his wants, or, just not at the moment, maybe, but I'll keep it in mind. He always gets what he wants. Like, if he tells me he wants something, and then and I took note of that, especially like if we're in an actual store, because sometimes he tells me all the time on his shows or when he see ads what he wants, like. But I'll even keep that in mind, and I've gotten some of the things. Like, he showed me the Spider-Man car he wanted, and I got the Spider-Man car. It was like a Paw Patrol thing too, I think, and then I got it for him. But most of the time, if I see it in the store and I'm able to go back and get it, I'll get it. I'll keep it in mind, or get something similar that he likes. But yeah, so that's probably very significant for people who had that same experience, had breastfed babies, wondering like, dang, what can I get them to eat? I'm tired of seeing them eat the same thing and stuff like that. Like, even though he likes to eat the same thing a lot, like, he likes to eat variety of the same thing, and that's all that matters, right? As long as he eats and he continues to be healthy, he's not nutrient deficient, because the stuff he eats it gives you the nutrients that you need, and then we supplement it with things, but most of the time, like, he can eat one meal, like mac and cheese, that gives you a lot of stuff, believe it or not. And then if I cook it, like, it's even better because I don't use a lot of whatever they put in there, like, and most of the time I do cook it, and unless I can't, like when we were in the shelter. But like, and then he'll stop eating that thing, like if he don't really like it like that, as much to keep repeating it, he'll just stop eating that thing and eat more of something else, that he likes. But yeah, so he's been pretty good with that with me, and I've been able to keep it under control. We got to the point so much that we like our cooking better, or like to eat in. We don't really do fast food as much, and because we get our stuff, we've made do, and we've been very creative, very sufficient in our stuff. And so it's crazy that they're saying we have a lack of resources. Like, we've had less than we actually had now, for a long time before. Like, where we are now is way better than we used to be. Like, it's not far from the field of where we used to be, but it's way better. And while occupying that field, if we touch that field a little bit, but like, we haven't had to. Like, we rarely need anything, I mean, well, yeah, we rarely need anything, because I believe that when we have a need, God does their best. God does God's best, okay, to get us that need, okay? No matter who gotta go, who gotta get hurt, we gonna get our need met, okay? Our wants, we probably have to wait a little longer for it, or settle for something else in the meantime and stuff like that. And and I've been content with that. Like, I appreciate that, and like, and so if I ever get more, like, I know how to get along with just a little bit anyway. But yeah, like, I treat my money like time. Like, I was talking about time. Like, I don't waste my money on unnecessary stuff, even if my son wants it. Like, and then I'm honest with him. Like, you got to be honest with your children so they won't throw tantrums. I've never seen a tantrum, okay, from him. I've never seen one. I don't know what a tantrum is. The last time I've seen a tantrum from him is because I was rushing to go back and do something, and I was going to go back to the store and get the thing he wanted right then and there, but I had to go do something before I could do that. Like, so he only had to wait like a few minutes for it, and he started crying, but he didn't, like, disturb the whole store, or like, I don't know, but he don't throw tantrums with me, okay? Because I've always been honest with him. I don't know. I think that's why, because I don't know what a tantrum is from him. I don't know what it looks like, because I'm always honest with him, and he accepts it. There's rarely time he'll cry after because he really wanted it, because I'll always produce an alternative too. Like, I think that's another thing that helps. Like, I produce an alternative, like, but I try not to go on the urge of, like, getting him every single thing that he wants. Like, I try, but I do overcompensate a little bit, by offering alternatives, feeling bad myself sometimes, if I can't do it, or I maybe not want to do it at the time, but that's a want, like, that's just a want, and that's why I'm dealing with it like that. But yeah, so anyway, it says, I am a shaman. Okay, you guys are shamans. Okay, hi baby, I love you so much. Okay, my baby tunes into my readings, whether he's doing it right now at this moment in time, or later on when he goes to sleep or something, because he reminds me of my readings, himself. Okay, and I just learned to see God in everybody and everything, and I try not to get scared of it, because it used to scare the fuck out of me at first. When my baby first spoke to me when he was like months old, like young months too, less than 3 months. When he first spoke to me, I was scared as hell. I was like, I didn't hear that. I tried to deny it. I was like, nah, he ain't speaking to me. or like, but now I know it's God speaking through my baby, using my baby as a channel. But like, I was scared. I was like, oh my God. And then then it made me start worrying about it. Am I doing something wrong? Like, why is this voice coming through this baby like this? Like, am I doing something wrong? Should I be doing this instead of this? And stuff like that as well. So, and it says shapeshifter. God is Morgan. Hey, Morgan. Okay. Someone's name could be Morgan as well, or it ends with Gan. Okay. Like, Gilligan, but it was something like would start with a D. Okay. uh, You ain't getting me. God trying to set me up again. No, Morris as well. First, middle, last name or nickname. Langston Hughes energy. I was born happy and I will leave happy beyond measure. You better know that. And we speaking a lot about the children. I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. Hi, Whitney. TT Whitney. Okay, he's the greatest love of all. I forgot it. They wanted me to share something else. What is it? I forgot. What was it? I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Somebody's enjoying hearing me speak about my son. Thank you. Oh, so they were saying, because maybe somebody's child really likes noodles or something like that. So I didn't feed my baby, like, noodles was never an option for my baby really like that. Like, he's only tasted noodles, like he's only experienced noodles until like a few months ago. He didn't ask for noodles, or he saw noodles, he saw somebody being given noodles or wanted noodles, or did I have them? I don't know, but he tasted the noodles and started wanting them more. But until a few months ago, he didn't look at, like, noodles weren't an option for him, and that part comes from, like, I was adopted, and like, all she used to feed us is noodles. Like, there was a time she gave me a sleepover and we had to eat noodles. And so, like, I do my best not to buy noodles, or like, there was a time when I would like them, but I looked at them as a delicacy. And so they were reminding me, as how he started looking at them as a delicacy, like, he actually preferred, like, he would ask for them. And he eats the ramen noodles without the ones that you put on the stove, in a packet. He eats those without the sauce packet anyway. So it's like, why deny it? And I try to make sure I cut, like, don't have pour all that water out, that has that substance that people are scared of. I would pour the water out, or make sure I cook it down enough to the point where it's digestible and can move through your system. But so somebody needs to probably try not giving, because maybe someone's kids likes noodles a lot, and it doesn't hurt the mom or something like that. And maybe you need to, or you should, offer them without the packet, so you can feel less guilty about them. Imagine that, because that's where the sodium comes from. It's a lot of sodium in that. So, and then even when I used to give him the noodles, I didn't put that much in there as well, because I know he's a plain eater. He likes plain things. He likes plain white rice. Like, I don't really like it like that, but I'm picky with my rice, But he eats white rice, But yeah, so and then you gotta also understand of storing it and reheating it, because, like, at a certain state the rice gets, it could be arsenic, it could be poisonous. Okay, so it's not that you end up feeding your child too much rice, is the fact that maybe the storage, or how you reheat that, and the good thing is, but I can't even say that no more. I was gonna say the good thing is rice is cheap, but it's not even cheap no more. I used to feed my birds rice. I used to actually go buy them rice, okay, and my son ate rice like that too. And then see, even that's normally a meal or a entree that they give poor people, and he prefers to eat that, but he prefers to eat a certain type. Like he likes jasmine rice, like I'm picky with it. Like, so it's like, I'm not giving it to him because that's all we could afford. Like we want the best of whatever we could afford, but yeah, like, so a lot of the stuff, like, he prefers to eat it because I didn't force him to eat it due to lack. I had to, introduce him to it, or he had to be introduced to it because somebody else probably was experiencing lack as well. My baby is so cute. He one of my first times leaving him, like, because he don't eat meat like that, and then he's just learning how to put his stuff together, and I didn't even know he knew how to put this together like that. And I dropped him off somewhere for a few hours, and then I picked him back up, and they must have fed him hot dogs, or like they offered him hot dogs, and then and if he don't want it, he not gonna eat at all. And during that time, I had already dropped him off and fed. Like, it wasn't that long where he was gone, but because everybody was eating, like, and I'm glad, like, I'm appreciative, like, I'm not offended or nothing. Like, I'm appreciative you included my child, okay? Because people are fucking evil these days, all right? But like, so I rather you include my child and him deny it than you not include my child at all. Don't even give him a chance to deny it. But yeah, like, he won't eat it. Like, he won't even try it or nothing, and then the only thing I've ever fed him was a hot link, like, because I don't eat hot dogs. I rather eat a hot link. But I fed him a hot link before, and he liked it. Like, babies are really sensitive to heat. Like, so even if it was a mild hot dog, and sometimes mild could mean like it's not as hot or something like that, so it'll have like a little spice to it, or like a little flavor, and they'll misinterpret that as a spice. But yeah, so yeah, so a lot of this, so he came back and he was like, I forgot how he said it, but he said, I was eating he said, I eat hot dogs. He was like, I was eating a hot dog. They gave me hot dogs. What is up with that? I didn't even know he could put that together like that. And I was like, oh, you ate hot dogs? Because he asked for noodles. And then I was like, oh yeah. And then while we were on the way to get the noodles, he was like, yeah, because they had hot dogs, and I don't like hot dogs. Like, what's up with that? Like, and I was just like, and I was like, oh, I know you don't like hot dogs or anything like that, but I'm glad that they did give you something to eat, and stuff like that. So, and then I even told her, I was like, yeah, he don't eat hot dogs. So I was like, he don't eat hot dogs. So he was mad that you gave him a hot dog. But not, not, I'm mad at it. I'm like, I'm thankful that you gave me the hot dog, or at least that's how I meant it. I was like, like, 'cause kids are picky anyway. Like, I probably would have felt the same way, and I would have eaten a hot dog overall, because I've learned to tolerate certain things. But like, he just at the stage where he's never had to encounter where he has to eat something he don't like. He never had to encounter it. But I'm glad they didn't force him to eat it or anything like that, and I was able to actually feed him, knowing that he wanted to eat now, But yeah, he was like, what's up with that? And I was like, I couldn't do nothing but laugh, because I was surprised that he could even put that together. I was like, no, I was like, it was because everybody else was eating hot dogs, or like, like, but you don't have to get mad at that, Mama. You'll get you some noodles, stuff like that. And then ever since then, like, I just drop him off with, something to eat, that he would like. But yeah, I didn't even plan for him to sit down and eat at all. I wasn't gone that long, but it was so funny. It was so funny. That was so funny. And I'm like, I just fed him, and like, I had fed him, and then he also had cake that day, and then he had fruit, like he had a lot of stuff before I even dropped him off, and I wasn't gone that long. I think I was even gone less than 2 hours. So I was like, I didn't expect you to be like, oh, starving, and then you got an option, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna die because I don't want this at all. But yeah, so yeah, that's how I treat my son. I'm sorry, if that has impeded on anyone's life, and I've done things to the point where I just handle, like I handle it, like I handle it, like if he don't only like this, then I would adapt to only that, like, and if it was an option where we're only eating that, and because that's all we can afford, I rather have his choice because he's included in that. I would suck it up and eat some plain rice. I would suck it up, but I haven't had to. But I would start getting creative. Don't let me have an onion. Don't let me have, it'll be some fried rice, okay? Don't let me have enough seasonings, to do what I got to do to it, but he'll get his stuff. He would get his stuff no matter what. So there was times that if I don't have a place to stay, he always had a place to lay his head. And we didn't, neither one of us did not have to worry about a place to stay until a few days before he got taken. That's pretty decent, and it's like we've done everything we could in the meantime, and I'm only saying that is because like they're looking at it as like because we don't have our own place. And if you're counting that, only until a month before they took my son, we didn't have our own place. So, like we've done everything we could to, stay legitimate, not be a burden to anybody. And even if we are in someone's space, we're looking for ways to contribute, Sometimes people have kids. We take them along with us. But we try to be out of people's face, I bought a fucking Chuck E. Cheese membership. I gotta freaking cancel it, I don't know. But, and it takes a lot to start it off. Like the price that they advertise for it, that's not the price you pay when you start a Chuck E. Cheese membership. You pay as if, your way. Yeah. It was $60, basically. More like 57, I think. It was like 57 something, I don't know. But $60 to start that. So I invested into that to make sure that if we, want to go somewhere, as long as we were able to go there, he may get tired of it. I don't know. But he really likes that place. He likes that place. That was the thing, only thing he talks about sometimes when I visit, how I can go take him to Chuck E. Cheese. And I liked it as a little kid. Where a kid can be a kid. Yeah, because he can be a kid. You don't got to worry about nobody saying you stomping too loud, running too much, not sitting down. He can do whatever he wants there. And it doesn't take much to make him happy when it comes to that. He don't be needing a lot. Now he learning how to play the games a little bit more, so he need more, points. But, he's been satisfied with what I was able to give him and what we were able to maintain. We didn't always have a car. We went to Chuck E. Cheese on a bus. Because I'm concerned about my son being out of the heat, out of the inclement weather, whatever the weather is, whether it's heat, coldness, and I've done my best that I could to think of places to go. And there are other places we went where we're not required to spend money. And even if we do go to Chuck E. Cheese, and we have the membership, we don't always have to eat there. We eat before we come. And then by the time we get hungry, we're going to leave then and go get something we can't afford. We don't have to get Chuck E. Cheese food. Our presence is enough. But, yeah, so thank you for listening to my stories, okay, about my son. Okay, I love my son so much. I could talk about him all day, yeah, because all his life he's been judged. We've been judged as a unit, but, all his life he's been judged, and it always relates to my care and concern for him, or what people assume I'm not doing for my son or can't do. I don't know. But they are always assuming, because I've been able to take care of my son. Little to no help. And I don't look for help when it comes to my son. I look for help because I want my son. I want my son to be able to live life and not be harmed, not struggle. But when it's up to me, I spend time with my son. I watch my son. I assume that I am responsible for my son. When we moved out of our house, like, I had to move with him. And we had to get on the bus to go move and stuff like that. I had to pack up my house with him. I didn't expect nobody else to watch him. I didn't expect to leave him nowhere else. It was an offer to leave him somewhere. And I didn't take that offer. Because I always expect that I'm supposed to watch my son. I expect that. Nobody had to tell me. They expect that. I expect it. And then I don't want my son to be hurt. And I want to be there to witness. If he does get hurt, I want to be there to witness. I want to be there to console him. If I can't do anything else, I want to be there to protect him. If I could protect him, none of that could happen. But, like, if I can't protect them by some type of, difference, because that's what it be. Like, most people, every time my son got hurt, every parent I told, they were saying, like, they would have hit the kid, hurt the kid. And I'm like, it's not that serious for me. I don't believe in spreading hurt. Like, if I hit you back, I let you slide. And in the name of every slide, that's why I hit you back. Okay? In the name of every slide, by the power invested in me, okay, I will hit you back. But I rarely even look to hit back. I will run before I hit back. I would take my child and run before I hit back. That's how much I don't even want him exposed to certain things. I don't even like him to be exposed to anybody hitting mommy, hurting mommy. If it's up to me, I don't want that. Thank y'all so much for listening. I'm not trying to even vent, but I believe in God using me as a testimony, and I'm about to testify. You accuse me of. I'm testifying, huh? Testify. I forget. It's August. I've seen a song. My testimony. I can't remember how it starts. Is it a song or is it just a intro? I don't know. I know his album is called My Testimony. Okay. Play a game with yourself. Okay. Go look at his list of his album and see what song calls out to you. It may have a message for you. No, it will have a message for you. We decree and declare that. I give and receive respect. Nana Baruco energy. And my baby rode on this car, so see. Keep talking about my baby. Okay, somebody's sons. Okay, somebody. If I rule the world, imagine that. I free all my sons. I love them, baby. And not just from jail. From the shackles of anything trying to hold them down. People trying to bring death on them, hurt them, or harm them because they're being obedient to God. That's Nas and Lauryn Hill, If I Rule the World. But yeah, what I say about Nana Baruch, she would draw on you all. And I be getting this energy about somebody, Nana, especially somebody who they call Nana, okay? But this grown mama, she did something, and you gonna find her right at the crime scene. And she gonna confess or something. She's she's like in that I wish a motherfucker would energy. Or like, yeah, I did it. Yep, I did it. Oops, I did it again. I play with your heart. I lost in the game. Oh, baby, baby. Oops, you think I'm in love. And sent from above. I'm not that innocent. Yeah, or she played a big ass role, okay, this grandma, okay? Or grown mama, sorry. And Harriet Tubman too. Okay, Harriet Tubman didn't take no stuff. She wasn't scared of nothing either. Didn't come in this world to be no slave, and she wasn't gonna stay one either. Farewell, she said to her friends one night. She was mighty sad to leave them, but she ran away that cold dark night, ran looking for her freedom. She ran to the woods, she ran through the woods with the slave catchers right behind her. When she kept on going, when she got to the north, where the mean old man couldn't find her. 19 times she went down south to get 300 others. She ran for her freedom 19 times to save black sisters and brothers. Harriet Tubman didn't take no stuff. She wasn't scared of none either. Didn't come in this world to be no slave, and she wasn't gonna stay one either. And she didn't stay one either. All right? That's a poem, okay? I didn't write it, all right? I just remember that, okay? But yeah, somebody's name can start with an N, B, or end with these letters as well. U, T, N, H, A. Did I say A? Yeah. Yeah, but God is pointing that out. It's like you give and receive respect, okay? That's why death will come knocking when they touch you. Touch not my anointing, okay? Or I'll be singing, let me touch you, see if you were for real. Yeah, cause you know. I'm about to remix it. I am, okay? The sky is the limit, and you know you keep on, just keep on pressing on. Sky is the limit, and you know you can have what you want, be what you want. Sky is the limit, and you know you keep on, just keep on pressing on. Sky is the limit, and you know you can have what you want, be what you want, have what you want, be what you want. Okay. Biggie Smalls in 112. That letter, those numbers and letters could be significant. Okay. The S, the L, the I, the M. Let me tell you what I want to do. Let me show you what I feel for you. I'm freak, wanna ride with you. Wanna kiss, wanna put my lips all over you. Can't get enough of you. Always thinking you. Girl, sweet, I can't forget. So good, girl, you make me sweat. Girl, I'm talking about peaches and cream. Oh, I know it. I'm a fiend. That's right. Freaking in a bed, limousine. It is better with ice cream. You know what I mean? Peaches and cream. You know it, cause I know that I'm a fiend. It is freaking in my ear. You taste so good to me. Yeah. Never thought that I would be so addicted to you. Understand outside of you. Understand, baby, outside of you. When it's all on the ground, I can feel it all around, in the front, in the back of you. Oh, I love the smell of you. Girl, you know what I'm talking about. I know that I'm a fiend. Get a freaking in my bed, limousine. It's with ice cream. You know what I mean? Peaches and cream. You know it, cause I love it, I'm a fiend. Get a freaking girl, you taste so good, yeah. Why they ain't coming to me? Baby said be quick and cream. Ooh, and everything. That's right. Oh, you taste so good, yeah. Let's go to those. Somebody like, ooh, you taste so good. Okay, if you don't know, now you know. If you didn't know, now you know. Stop, okay? The sky is the limit. See, that's what we got to teach our children as well. Let's bring it back to the children. Bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back. Okay. Travis Porter. I was thinking something else before Peaches and Cream. That was 112 again, but it was something else. But sorry. Sorry. I try to give y'all all credit. Yeah. Bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back. But you know, like, you need to tell the, like Whitney Houston says in her song, teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty and they possess inside, you know, like remind them that they're beautiful. Growing up, it's so cute that that's coming out here. But like growing up, like when I was a teenager, I started to make it a point to tell little girls that they were pretty, because I've heard about little girls, you know, like pretty girls, you know, when they don't get told they're pretty, you know, or they always think they're ugly, the first man that tells them ends up like hurting them, you know, because, you know, they start getting attached to this man, attached to this abuser and stuff like that. And so when I saw that, I saw it in real life too, you know, like I've seen the results of this type of situation, you know, so much that, you know, this person, I don't get it. I don't get why they did this, but this person, she used to get beat by her significant other, and she took a picture like that. Like, she took like legitimate pictures where she had brand new clothes and shoes on, like that. And I remember when I first saw this thing, I was like, why she take the picture that day? And then I thought, I was like, maybe it was an appointment she couldn't cancel. But I remember being able to go take pictures at this certain place that I know she probably went to. No matter what, you could do walk-ins and all that type of stuff. If you able to be seen, you able to be seen. So I'm like, why she had to take that picture like that? She had a busted lip, and her lip was really big, and I was so surprised she took the picture. But, you know, like, people would be in those situations where, you know, like, even then, you know, they're feeling like they can't get no better, or, you know, like, whether we consider the picture situation separately, or, you know, like their situation where they were getting beaten separately, like, they feel like they can't get no better, you know, like, they can't get no better for some reason. But, you know, I've seen that, you know, so growing up, I've seen that, you know, I was a teenager or probably younger even when I saw this picture. And I even kept the picture, you know, because this was considered my family member. Because, yeah, like I said earlier, I was adopted. You know, they weren't really good people. But, you know, I kept this picture because I consider her as part of my family. And she's actually one of my favorite family members. But as we got older, she would say nasty things where I knew she picked it up from being abused. So I like separated myself from her, and now I felt not as close to her anymore. And she reached out to me before, I think in last year or the year before, I don't know, and I couldn't bring myself to respond. And she mentioned the kids and everything, and I couldn't bring myself to respond, and it felt bad to, you know, not even consider the kids, but I considered the kids so much that I couldn't respond. Because she was so dirty to me. She was so mean to me. And I was like, I've witnessed her do a lot of shit too. You know, shit that God wasn't pleased with. And I'm trying not to even say all her business, because I know that's why it's coming up, because she be watching me and shit. You know, like, she reached out to me on Facebook, and I used to be more active on Facebook than on here. But because I had live, and then I didn't have live over here yet. You got to be qualified over here, you know, to get live and stuff like that. So, yeah. And then now Facebook had maybe delete all my lives, took all my lives away, and I can't bring myself to, you know, produce more content. And even before, when I knew about it, I was trying to produce more content and figure out my groove with that platform again, and I couldn't, because people put icky on that platform for me, you know, and that was the nail in the coffin. Okay. And I wouldn't be surprised if somebody who put icky on there was the reason why that was even a thing. Like, damn, like when I just stored a bunch of information to teach people, like, people Like I stored all that information, like, and then I just got to delete it all right, fine, do what y'all got to do. Hopefully the people who needed it saw it, because I did that literally. It was hard for me to get up there, I was scared, because that place, I had already, established a presence as showing my face. So if I wanted to do something like break through something totally different than what I've been showing them, like I have to continue to show my face, gain people trust and all that type of stuff. But I felt like I was even learning from those videos as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if people were. But yeah, so she reached out to me on that, and if you do watch me, yeah, I saw it. I couldn't bring myself to, and then I went through a really bad accident where my car was totaled, and I couldn't even lean on her, and it's crazy. But yeah, so I saw things like that, or experienced things like that. So I made it a point to tell little girls, especially little girls I knew as youngins or babies, or especially those, and they growing up beautiful. I try to make an effort to tell them they're beautiful. I do the same thing with pregnant women as well, because I know they're going through a lot. And that was even before I had kids myself. They're going through a lot to bring a baby into the world, and they're out here looking cute, like, oh, it's so beautiful. But yeah, so I make an effort to like try to address the problem before it gets to be a problem. And some of these children, I would tell they're beautiful is because their mothers don't even tell them they're beautiful. So imagine them having to go out and then hear from somebody who only wants to hurt them and take from them, and that's the first time and the only time they get it, and it's like, nah, I'll give it to you, like, and I've been accused of, the worst shit because of that type of thing, and that's fucked up, anyway. And then I'll especially tell these children that when I see that they've probably been bullied for like their looks or how they present themselves, their appearance, whether it was a good or a bad way. So either way it go. But yeah, hopefully this message blessed y'all. Y'all enjoyed it. Thank you, God and God Seen, for your messages today. I hope I did y'all justice. Please come back and visit me in the future. Subscribe, join this tribe, this kingdom of God. We are building here through tarot, yes, through tarot. And thank you, OG God and Goddess in the heavenly realm and out here, that y'all continue to support me. I appreciate y'all. Kiss your kids for me. Anything you want in this reading to come true, I hope it comes true for you and for you soon. Kiss you over the phone, baby. I love you. Okay. Have a great day or night whenever you're watching this. I love you all too. All right. Bye. Come back and visit me in the future and like the video if you haven't already. Bye. Please and thank you.